In all my previous bonsai videos, I have detected a little problem, which is that my backgrounds are always different, so it's hard to see the structure of the tree, all the small different branches and leaves. That's why I am in this video building a big rectangular cube, not a cube obviously, a big rectangular triangle that I can put behind the bonsai trees while I work on them, so you can actually see the tree completely. The issue is that I can't find one big piece, so I need to put some together of the material I've decided to use, which I think is going to be this kind of insulation thing. I finished the board to put behind as a background when I'm working on my bonsai trees. I figured it's not really white and it's not really the perfect singular background. There's all sorts of colors and dirt on it which can't be washed off. I tried, so I'm just gonna spray paint it white to hopefully get the perfect background. That's the perfect contrast to my bonsai trees, and this way my videos will be better. This little large forest group is from a bigger large forest I had that I brought from Denmark down here to Italy, that I repotted earlier in a video earlier this spring, and it is sprouting as vigorously as you can see, and it is now the end of May, and I need to prune it for a bit so that it doesn't overgrow, and I want to take off the wire as well so it doesn't leave any marks. Yeah, and I have some branches, as it seems to be with all my trees, that are too thick compared to the ones below them. So I want to try to fix that by pruning some branches more and some less. Yes, and I'll be using this little scissor because they're all new growth and not that tough and vigorous. I'll start taking off the wire, I think. And of course, it's the same principle as when you put on wire. If you want to avoid damaging the branch, you need to hold right behind where you're twisting off the wire, like so. This way you don't unintentionally break or bend the branch. See, and it's almost started making marks, so it's a good time to take the wire off. I see some branches might need some rewiring because they're not in the perfect space. Might do it now, or maybe I'll do it next year. We'll see. This particular branch, the wire has really eaten into the branch, but I'm actually quite lucky here because the branch is on the back of the tree, so the viewer won't be able to see it from the front of the tree, which is obviously the other side, right here. And when pruning any tree in general, the branches going upwards, you want to try to get those off, because this is supposed to be an older branch and it doesn't look good if it's just going straight up in the air. So I'm gonna try to, maybe this is too thick also compared to the rest of the tree, so actually I think I'm gonna take a bold move and remove this. And in general, with bonsai trees, you wanna, when you prune off a branch, you wanna try to do it right in front of a new bud, so that it starts at the edge of where you cut it off. For example, it's hard to see on these new large branches, but you can see that it's these small buds in front, and then you cut it in front, and it'll sprout out from here. So that's what I'm trying to do. And when wiring, I cannot mention enough the 2-branch principle for the best hold on the branch. If you wire one branch with one piece of wire, it'll be all wobbly and you won't be able to bend. You won't be able to bend the branch as you want, or as good as the thickness of the wire allows. Just want to cut this one off as well. It's too thick. And the reason I'm not pruning this branch, for example, as you can see, it's very thin compared to the one above it, so I want it to grow as vigorously as possible, so it can get thicker than these two, so it's more symmetrical, and this branch is more old looking. But ideally you didn't want these 2 branches, you just wouldn't want this part, because that would be best. But I want these to grow to make the branch more thick. Now I'll work on the 2 smaller trees here. And as you can see, it's the same old problem. This branch is so thick, and this one's not. So I want this one to grow as much as possible. So I'm just gonna prune the branches going up, like so. And then I'll let the rest grow, even though I don't want these growing outwards. This one really needs to be pruned because it's too thick. So see if we can find the bud on this one. It's right here. And that's it. There's not much foliage left, but again, it's very thick compared to the rest. See at the top of the tree here. This one's going in front of the trunk. I don't want this one going in front of the trunk because you need to be able to see the trunk. That's the whole point of bonsai. So I'll take this one. And just as before, I have the same problem. This branch is as thick as this one. This should be thicker than this one, so I'm gonna prune this pretty hard so it doesn't grow as vigorously. I think it's safe to take the wire off. The last thing I want to do is I want this branch facing down a little bit more downwards, maybe to this side, so that there's some green there. Oh no, yeah, I think that's fine. A fine idea. that's about it. I think I won't do anything more now. It's just needs to grow a bit more through the summer, and I'll probably make a video once more growth has come, and I'll prune it a bit more once we get further into the summer. Looking at the little 3-forest group here, I really like it. It's some good 3 trees. They have also been in training for 3 years now, so it's about time they start looking like something good. The only issue I have here is I have a branch that died right here, which is kind of a bit of a problem. So I have this big in between where there's no foliage. It can happen in nature, so it's not like completely unrealistic, but it doesn't look perfect. Maybe I'll try to take a branch from this one and bend over, or just leave it because I have this kind of dead wood here. I'll probably break that off and turn it into a better looking dead wood. But this is it for this video.